What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the DGD Podcast. As always, Robert Reynolds with me, Mike Dudley. Guys, we've got a big commitment about to pop off in about 15 minutes or so. And if you're not familiar, Jonah Ajonye, the 37th overall prospect in the 24 class, is scheduled to announce any minute now at 10 o'clock. So we are here to preview that, watch along as he makes his college commitment, and then kind of talk about whatever happens wherever he decides to go. I got Georgia obviously in the fold there, Oregon, Georgia Tech, strangely enough, and then Oklahoma. So, Mike, first off, welcome.
Welcome. It's been a long time.
It has. It's been a while. But anyways, so see, we've got some aloha in here. We got somebody from Hawaii. What? Chingus says, "Go Dogs." Ducati up in this piece. What it is. Can't sing the song that just came to mind, but you get where I'm going with that, Mike, probably. But first things first, let's go ahead and do this. The show is brought to you by our friends over at Apotheos Roastery. Guys, best coffee in the business, I guarantee you. Go to dgdpodcast.com/Apotheos, shop their selection, and every bag that you using our website, every bag of coffee that you buy, 20% goes to the Classic City Collective. Give them a follow. Instagram at Apotheos Roastery, Twitter at Apotheos Coffee. Give them a follow. Buy their coffee. You will not be disappointed. I guarantee it. Anyways, Mike, what are your thoughts on Jonah Ajonye, my man?
Oh, I've been waiting for this one. This one. The biggest thing about this is it's just, man, getting another Nigerian back in the mold, right? Like Doribe, but he's been helping out with this recruitment out, not just edge, interior D lineman with this commitment. Hopefully, then we have another commitment we're waiting on, and another D lineman. Hopefully, crossing fingers on that one. We'll see what happens. So just ready for this one to come out. This one's been there for a while.
It's been a minute, man. I know. I'm extremely excited for this one too. I think you just look at what Georgia's doing defensively, right, with the position of need, right, along the defensive line. You take a guy that's 6'4", 275, you plug him in with already guys committed in this class potentially with Jordan Thomas, Justin Green, Nnamdi Ogboko, and you're starting to piece together a real solid defensive line class. Before, obviously, while we were waiting, one of my main things with Jonah Ajonye, though, is just the fact that he's so long. What are your thoughts on that?
It's just how best way to put it? We are going back to where, I don't say we're really going back to it. We're going back to having more, how best way to put it, like youth base. Because again, right, he's only 16. Yeah, he's 16 right now. Going to turn 17 in November. And you're talking about we just want guys who have shown on the field, hey, use your hands. With definitely interior D linemen have shown to use their hands, be quick on their feet, be long, and be some big boys. That's the biggest thing we've learned with Georgia's recruitment this far. As far as the trenches go, we want them big boys, we want them long, and we want them fast. And so I just think that's where we have this planned out.
Yeah, I think with obviously, like I said, there's obviously we feel confident with Georgia, but at the same time, I think you do have to kind of keep in mind, I think it's a Georgia-Oklahoma battle, but you do have Oregon and Georgia Tech in the fold. Whichever college decision he makes, whichever school, I think you're getting a very, very good player. One of the things, if you go watch his tape and everything, right, I think one of the things for me is his ability to shed blocks, right? Yeah. Closing speed, those things like that, right? Those transfer over to playing time. And with how Georgia rotates, I think that's something that easily can be presented.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We will see, right? Like then we have Oklahoma. That's probably been like before Georgia got into getting. Once we offered him late, I think we offered him what April, late March, early April. I think it was. I got to confirm that on that date,
Something
but
like that.
we were late on him. Gave him an offer. He said he was always a Georgia fan. He got into that recruitment. He visited us. I think he said 3 times. The OV, the not the Easter hunt, but
The scavenger hunt.
scavenger hunt. I'm thinking about Easter because of that month. Scavenger hunt, and then we have and then he visited us another time before that on a unofficial. So yeah, so like another. So we have 3. So with this being this late, him giving us visits 3 times within. Yeah, again within 3 months, he had the eval, he had the Juno V, and then the scavenger hunt. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think Kobe's got a good point here. Basically, just talking about being coachable, being moldable, big, fast, go hunt. Right. If he comes to Georgia, you're going to get that. Right. I think the development is there. Right. There's no question the track record that Uzo and Coach Scott have put into the NFL recently, and I think that's why this recruitment specifically for Ajonye bodes well for Georgia. As I see some other folks coming in. Obviously, got current guy committed in the class, but Israel here saying that Ellis Robinson shut his recruitment down on Twitter, saying he's not taking no more visits. Listen, that's a huge deal. A huge deal for Georgia. That's the best corner in the class. You know, that matters. So that's awesome news there. Mitch also mentioned that him and Ducati were talking about who they wanted more. Talk about KJ versus Waneri. Listen, both of those guys are going to be epic.
I want both.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hello. What's going
What's
on?
up?
There it is.
What's up? There's the Pisces. What's up?
There we go.
What's
Absolutely.
up?
I see. We got a lot of people in the chat right now, man.
It's busy. People, I mean, this dude came up, said, "Oh yeah, 2 days ago, I think it was. I want to do a 10." First, I mean, people got to remember that he was supposed to commit on the 12th. He pushed it 6 days earlier, committing at 10. So we'll see.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I was expected to push for an original date of June 12th. Pushes it up to June 6th. Kind of surprising, but at the same time, if you're a Georgia fan, I think that bodes well for you. What do y'all have to say about that?
That means way more than we think it does. That's all I'm gonna say. Got big things coming. Big
Absolutely.
things. Yeah. This will be the ninth. This will be the 9th interior. If we do get a JJ, this will be the 9th interior commit. We got 4. Yeah, I think we got we got 5 on the offensive side of the ball, offensive line. Then we got 4 on the D lineman. So, but this will be the 4th one on the D lineman.
Yeah, so I see Dog Day Afternoon talking about keeping on to Riddick, which is a linebacker that's currently committed. Listen, I'm not feeling confident in that regards, in regards to hanging on to him. Listen, I think your backup plan's, ironically, Joseph Jonah Ajonye's teammate. And that there speaks volumes. So I think we piece this back to Ajonye. It's getting ready to commit here. This is almost 10 o'clock Eastern time.
That'd be crazy. We get a surprise commitment from him right after. Damn.
Oh, my word. Boy, you talk about making somebody bark. You be careful.
I think it's gonna go crazy, guys. Overall, yet again, glad to be here. But man, this class, number 1 class, we're taking over, fellas.
I don't think there was no question about that. Listen, if you're listening, you're watching, do us a favor, hit that like button. And if you like what you're hearing, subscribe. Every Monday, Wednesday, we do this. So if you like what you're hearing, your first time here, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not. It's free. And it helps us out. Keeps us on the air, if you will. Let's see. Chingus says Dogs landed Nair Daniels and Marcus Easley next. Listen, I feel confident in both of those. I'm not. Ironically, Marcus Easley, Georgia did not make the top 3, but Georgia's still a contender in, presumed favorite, by the way. So that's interesting as well, right? The fact that Georgia could possibly go 4-4 is just asinine, folks. It really is. It really is. Let's see. Apparently, Mitch saying Daniels tomorrow at 5, and then Easley the next day at 4. That's nasty work, right?
Yeah. It's been something that it's been weeks, man. We're finally to this point.
So while we wait, let's get our final thoughts because it's 10 o'clock. What are your predictions for Ajonye? Obviously, like I said, Georgia, Oklahoma, Oregon, and Georgia Tech. What are y'all's predictions?
Well, if you really want, honestly, I like our chances. But if you're looking from like a 1 to 10 kind of thing,
no number. Just where do you think he lands? Make our final predictions. I'm calling Georgia.
Georgia.
Oh, he's gonna commit to the G, baby. He's gonna commit to the G, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
My man said all dog. Somebody about to call. Just saying. And let us know what you think in the comments below if you're where you think he goes as well. Mitch talking about it would be a damn shame if Oklahoma lost 2 D-line to Georgia. Listen, you might lose Waneri too. Just gonna leave that there.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah. While we're waiting, I mean, July is going to be absolutely insane for Georgia recruiting. So make sure you stay tuned to our show because we're going to be talking all about it. I'll let you know about that. Simple as that.
Whole lot of commitments, whole lot of barking, whole lot of go dogs. It's going to be beautiful. We're taking over the month of July, people. Book it now. Book it now. Georgia's going to be like, book it.
How we doing tonight, buddy?
Yeah.
In the air.
You excited, bro?
It's going to happen.
All right, folks. So we're keeping up with it as he commits. We're kind of watching and playing it out. Listen, so it looks like he's got his brother with him, potentially. In the meantime, Mitch talks about Mike Matthews. Maybe.
Oh.
I think Cam Coleman going to A&M kind of pushed Georgia's chips all in on one specific player. But still feel like you got some movement to make up.
That one, you better not hope that he commits soon. That's all I got to see. Just hope that he doesn't commit soon. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest one on that.
Again, while we wait, make sure, listen, drop a Go Dogs, drop a Go Tech or whatever the fuck it is. Give them a Boomer Sooner, give them a Go Ducks. Let us, if you're not a Georgia fan and you found us, there you go. I'm just gonna say this. How about them fucking dogs? Is what I told them. It's coming, folks. It's coming. It's coming.
We coming.
So with Ajonye, well, I don't think he's.
What's that?
I think I committed soon. Did he play for 4 years or he played for 1 year?
I think that was Igboko that you were thinking about playing.
Okay, his brother played for 1 year. Yeah.
Well, Nnamdi and his brother Ikeen have both been playing for 1 year. So that's just fascinating to hear. Also testing back to that Nigerian pipeline, which is interesting. So kind of keeping up with it, folks, here as we're watching live, kind of doing like a watch along. Again, Jonah Ajonye, the number 37 overall compared on the 24/7 Sports Composite, is about to make his announcement and come off the board. I think we've all made our guesses and said Georgia. Listen, I think it's 100% confidence. That's how confident I am.
Right.
But neither near nor there. Again, make sure y'all hit the like button, hit subscribe as well. Don't know if I can share the screen. Yeah, that's it. I'm on my
I know
phone.
you can try. I know you can share your screen on here. Says share screen. You want me to try it?
I mean, I don't know. We'll hold off on it
All right.
just for this time. You got to do better, folks. I have to do better on that. You got to do better. But no, Mike, I want to get back to you and let Keon talk about this. Keon, we were talking about the Nigerian trifecta, if you will, in this 24 class.
Yes.
But just real quick too, the number one QB is watching it live as well.
Repeat that.
Raiola is watching this commitment.
I believe it. 100% believe it.
My coach.
Yeah, I see it in the chat. Yeah, Dylan, you're going to have everybody there, which is awesome.
Well, I did want to say real quick to that, we are definitely trying to really drill home that Nigerian trifecta with Ajonye, Nuari, and why did my mind just blank? Why did my
Oh,
mind?
did you come for the second one?
What are we looking like?
So we have
Remember
Nuari.
Micah?
Yeah.
So I gotta
Actually,
drop this. Kobe's saying that Kobe says, "Thanks for staying awake with us. Glad you could get here and stay awake. How do we stay awake this late? With some Apotheos in our cup." Absolutely.
Me
Thank
working
you
from
to
home
these.
tomorrow.
Not even gonna lie to you. Apotheos is great coffee. Bought some and made me a cup just yesterday before I hit my workout. Strong workout. Didn't feel like doing it. Hit that Apotheos. 10 out of 10.
Yes, it is.
10 out of 10.
Anyways, I know you are not here to listen to us talk about coffee and notes. We're here to talk about
Right.
Joseph Jonah Ajonye. Simple as that. Feel free to drop questions in the chat. We will answer them as they come while we wait. So keep that in mind. If you have questions or you want us to read something, just drop it in the chat and we will respond to it. Oh, man. Obviously with Jonah, while we're waiting, if Jonah does commit to Georgia, I think that bodes well for Georgia and his teammate, by the way, Justin Williams. That is the number one linebacker in the country. How big would this be?
Massive. This would honestly change our scope for how we look in the 24 class. Most importantly, we're putting a lot of college teams in the locker. It's a real big locker. They're all going to fit in there, tornado drill style. All right, guys, just pile in there. Foreheads to ankles. This is really what we're about to do. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Mike, what do you think, man?
Oh man. So we missed. So we're talking about Justin. We're talking about Justin Williams. We missed on Sammy Riddick. We're thinking he might stay in state, either like Auburn or Alabama. So if he did miss that on those two, hey, Justin Williams, not a bad third one to have, right? Like that's.
No, you're not wrong. That Joker's thick.
Yeah, with 3 C's. I saw the C's.
Yeah. So asking about Aiden Breland, listen, I think that's an Oregon battle with Georgia. Justin Scott committing to Ohio State kind of pushed the chips on Aiden for there. So that's something to keep in mind for there. Wilt Fong said today that he likes Georgia for Frazier, which is Nate Frazier, the running back, out of California. Another good running back for sure. Listen, you're trying to take 3 in this class. I'm just gonna leave that be. Kobe is Kobe calling his shot? Sleeper pick for Riddick, UAB.
Yo.
That happens. If Nick Saban gets stuffed in a locker by UAB and what's his name? Trent Dilfer.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. He had a rant about his players, so that might be something that's inspiring for the young fellow. I do like him to Alabama though. Cycle. I've told both of y'all before off air. Even though we are in the number one spot, to all the Georgia fans that are listening, that are following recruiting, I am absolutely tired. Wow.
No, I just think that, right, like when it comes to linebacker, right, like you need 3 in this class. I know it sounds crazy considering what we just went with last cycle, but when you have the possibility of losing Smile London and Pop Johnson, right, on top of, right, like Chaz Chambliss, if he's viewed as an outside backer, right, you kind of have to replace those guys. So, if DeMarcus Riddick does stay in state, like I think he will at this point in time, I do think that you go for the man of the hour, per se. His teammate is a excellent replacement for this class. Simple as that.
100%. I like us closing in on him. Honestly, staying focused with that really sets up our linebacking room crazy. It's staying with it. Honestly, I think at this point, just like you were saying, that's more between us and Oregon, if anything else. So I like where we're standing right now.
Are you still talking about Breland?
No, we're talking about Williams.
Oh, Williams, gotcha. Oh, Williams. Wait, which one?
not New Orleans.
Not when near. No, it's interesting.
Justin Williams, man. Like I think this year we're gonna take two mics.
I do. It's interesting because if you watch Jonah Ajonye's tape, right, you also get mesmerized by a linebacker that's standing right behind of him, and so you watch the tape and then realize that, oh yeah, that's Justin Williams too. So it's insane. But if you had to choose one thing that you're most excited for, if Jonah Ajonye commits to Georgia, obviously we'll be excited. But from a player's perspective, what is your one takeaway that sticks out to you most about Ajonye as a player?
Go ahead, Michael.
Oh, sorry. Say it one more time. Sorry, I just saw.
Right. What's the one thing that sticks out to you most about Ajonye?
Oh man. Well, me watching his tape is definitely his speed, right? Like that's just one thing. Like, and B, like it's his hands. Like that's one thing you want to do, right? Like he's already the size of a college he can play more of like a three tech already, and that he's already has his position stuff the body because he already knows how to use his hands, and because he can already at the level as he's dominating his level already. So just building off of that and probably honestly gaining probably another like 5-10 pounds to make him 290. That's dangerous. That's dangerous.
That's a key thing.
Yeah. Keon, what about you?
Honestly, I mean, he checks all the boxes that I'm looking for.
All right, hold on, Keon.
Go ahead and get it. The floor is yours. Where will you be playing your college football?
Where we going, little bro? Yeah. University of Georgia.
Let's go.
Hey, this is.
Let's go.
There you go.
Let's go.
There you
Bring
go.
his brother with him.
Let's go. Let's go, baby.
Joseph Jonah Ajonye, welcome
Go,
to Dog Nation. Welcome to Dog Nation.
I do want to tell you the things that I love about this guy real quick. Now that he's committed, my 4 biggest things that I took away from him, right? Size, aggression, bow-legged, Nigerian. I love it all. First and foremost, this guy, I like his speed. Just like you were saying, Michael, his hand placement, he's very technical with that. More of a mauler style. Yet again, you can look through our history of Georgia players. Check out how many of those guys was bow-legged. Let me tell you. Some of our favorite linebackers, if you love Roquan Smith, if you love Jordan Davis, if you love Jalen Carter, if you love we can keep it going, honestly. Like if you love some of Georgia's most aggressive players on that defensive side, bow-legged is one thing that's part of it.
So is Chauncey Bowens. Who else was a running back for Georgia that's bow-legged?
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. Hey, the proof is in the pudding, okay? And we keep seeing it time and time again. Joseph Ajonye, I couldn't be more excited. I think this bodes well for us on the recruiting trail and moving forward. Honestly, Justin, come on. Justin, come on. Come on, Justin. Come on, Justin.
Someone's excited.
I am.
So
let's go.
With the announcement, right, that Ajonye is now a Georgia Bulldog, right? That just solidifies a stamp even higher now for Georgia as the number one one team in this class. Now you're pushing. Well, you were at 304. I wouldn't be surprised if you're closer to the 310 range now. And that's well ahead of Ohio State. I mean, if you're looking at numbers, that's right, 282, basically 283. If you're wanting to keep up with those numbers, if not, definitely, I think, there's still a couple pieces that we need to finish up with, but definitely on your way to a number one class overall. All right, now that he's committed to Georgia, guys, what are your thoughts on what do you think he brings to Georgia?
I mean, outside of hopefully his friends, he brings a level of aggression that we're looking for when it comes to our big maulers up front, the hog mollies up front. I'm loving it. You're growing the connection very strong. Yet again, it comes also with recruiting as well. Hopefully he starts recruiting some of his friends, Justin Williams. But overall, it just brings another aggressive
to quote,
we definitely not. We just getting started. We just getting started, baby. Let's go.
So that makes 2 commits for Georgia in the same amount of days. I mean, you look at this month of July, and honestly, so far, right, you've seen massive individuals on both sides of the ball, and that's in 2 days. Then you look at the next 2 days, like I said earlier, Easley and Nair Daniels, and that's, again, 2 more behemoths potentially coming into Georgia's recruiting class. The Great Wall of Georgia, right, doesn't always apply to the offensive line. Just going to leave that there. It's easy to say that, but, with that being said, again, Joseph Jonah Ajonye has committed to the University of Georgia. It's 10-17 here. Any final takeaways, guys?
Just that I just did the calculation. Right now, we be right under 310. We at 309 with some change. So that's where we'll be at.
I think Israel's got it right. Hit that like button, folks, if you like it. If you're a dog fan, you better hit that like button. Just gonna leave that there. You're doing yourself a disservice. Just gonna leave that there. Keon, any final takeaways, my
man? It really helps our class. It really helps with what we're trying to do up front. Yet again, that Great Wall of Georgia doesn't start with just the offensive side. It's also the defense as well. We're getting the hog mollies. We're getting the woolly mammoths. We're getting the maulers on offense and defense that are going to help change the pace of what we're trying to do here at the University of Georgia. I'm really excited, looking forward. Y'all heard me say it to the people that are here joining us. Thank you. But Georgia's walking away with the number one recruiting class. There's nothing that they can do about it. They just need to accept it. These other teams are trash, and they need to deal with that. I know you've been waiting for me to leave you with that one. Also, go Dogs, baby. Go Dogs. Michael, go ahead, my guy.
Oh, man, just so everybody's reminded, right, like tomorrow is Nair Daniels. He commits at 5 o'clock tomorrow?
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah,
on 3 YouTube channel, yeah.
Yep. Get ready, guys. Get ready.
We're taking over. We're taking over the month of July.
And how the best way to put it? This weekend, guys, it's gonna be something interesting. We'll see. We'll see how many commits we get this weekend. We'll see.
Absolutely, guys.
That's what I'm gonna say. We'll see.
I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna leave it there. Again, welcome to Dog Nation. Joseph Jonah Ajonye, the Nigerian Nightmare. We're gonna wrap it up right here. With that being said, have a great night and go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Follow us.